hello, hello. Let me just get myself on my tablet. Bear with, it's having a moment. It's having a moment. It's having a moment. It's not doing what it's told to do. Come on. Come on, Mr. Tablet. No, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Let me just zoom out a tiny bit. That's a bit better. See where we are on the desk. Bear with, bear with. Right, okay, we need to move it in a little bit. Look here. One day I'll get this all professionally set up. But until that day, you'll have to wait for me to get my brain sorted. We've only got 3 people on at the moment, so we'll just we'll bear with. How is everybody? How is the weather where everybody is? How's everybody's Christmas preparations going? How is everybody, basically? How are you all? We've got 6 on now. That's good. Let me just come off that and we have a look on live chat. There we go. So hopefully that's now up to date with everybody else. Hopefully. Yes, how is everybody? Hi, Debbie from Australia in Brisbane. Fantastic. How's everyone's preparations for Christmas and just generally, how is everybody? Hi, Cindy. You're doing well. Fantastic. I'm doing okay. I'm tired as usual, but that's nothing unusual for me. Especially not this time of year. Lots of things going on, dramas and all kinds of things going on. So yeah. Karen, it's going to be a rain day here in Arkansas. Oh, okay. Yeah, see here we have had a little bit of snow. I know some parts of the UK have had lots of snow. We haven't. We've managed to escape it. We had a little bit on Sunday, a little scattering. Not too bad. And now it's pretty much cleared. So I'm quite pleased actually because I've got a lot to do. So I love snow, but I could do without it right now. Hi Teresa from Utah. It's snowy where you are. Yeah, so I love looking at snow, but it does hinder traveling around, especially in the UK. Certain places, I know Canada gets lots of it and they're used to it and they kind of manage, but everything just stops. Hi Kobe in the Netherlands. Hi Liz from Minnesota and Gonnie in the Netherlands. Fantastic. Barbara, you've got from Louisiana, you've got rain. Yeah, this looks like. Oh, okay, so Ink Fingers, you've got snowy. Lovely. See, I do like snow, I have to say, but Debbie, super hot, 32 degrees. Wow, that is hot. Goodness me. Oh, yeah, because you're in Australia, aren't you? So it's like your summer. Wow. My goodness, that's mad. Hi, Rita. You've got snow turned to slush and ice. Did you get lots, Rita? On the south coast, because I know London, they had loads. I got a friend in London and literally had loads. My parents who live kind of East Anglia, they also had lots, which is for them, they hardly ever get any. So yeah. Hi Karen in Stockholm. Have you got any snow, Karen? Because I know Stockholm usually gets loads and it gets really cold. I've been to Stockholm, it's lovely, really nice. Yeah, I don't know how are you guys all getting on. Have to excuse all my I hate using mirror card for this reason. It all reflects everywhere. And you're not seeing my light and everything. Who else have we got? Hi Liz. Ice and snowstorm on the way. Schools are closed. Wow. And that's Minnesota. Oh my goodness. Icy and snowstorm on this. Wow. Snowstorm must be interesting. Thank you, Kobe. Thank you. Pamela, you're in Ipswich. You've had none. No, we've literally had a tiny bit, but we've pretty much escaped it. It's mad, isn't it? How it just sort of passes by. Antonio Makes, he was saying that he's actually posted a picture. If you're following him on Instagram, you would have seen it. And he had loads, and that would have been on, when was that? I'm trying to think when it was. Sunday night? I think it was Sunday night or Sunday. He had loads because literally it was a picture of his road and you couldn't work out where the pavement started and the road like finished kind of thing. It was just a blanket of snow. It was crazy. So Rita, you had some snow yesterday, hopefully thawing now. Yeah. See, I love snow, but I have to say it does get in the way if you want to get about. I love seeing it, and I have to say that the amount we had, for me, traveling around was about right, because it was nice and white on the, like the grass and the trees were a little bit white, the rooftops, etc. but then the rows were completely clear. So that one more or less, apart from the side rows. But yeah, that was all right. Beth, hi from Virginia. Hi, 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 hi. Right, we'll just wait a couple more minutes and then we will make a start, because we always end up with some people coming in late and then we get asked what we're making, and I have to keep going over and over again, which must bore you all. So we'll yeah, we'll wait. Right, okie doke. Let me hold on a moment. The other thing I was going to ask you guys. Oh, hang on, with Laura. Oh, Laura, that's better. With ink fingers, Laura. 36 hours of one of our ski resorts got over 20 inches of snow. Oh my days! I can't even imagine 20 inches. Oh, that's loads. Oh my goodness. You have to dig your cars out. Goodness me. Goodness me, that's a lot. Hi Susie in Illinois. You're watching while you're working. That's good. Well done. Hi Dave in Portsmouth. Cold but no snow. Okay, cool. It's weird, isn't it? Some places just didn't get any, and some places got absolutely tons. Is that Lois? Is it Lois or Lois? I'm not sure. In sunny North Florida. Yeah, I bet it's really nice over there. I'm glad you've got the sunshine. Right then. Thank you. Yes, well, it's funny actually, because I was going to go with the butterfly wishes, butterfly kisses, whatever it's called, papers. But when I actually got to look at the papers, I realised that because I've used it so much, I've got nothing left that worked. So I can't use those papers. So I've used the toppers from them, but then I've teamed it up with this pad, which was a Simply Creative pad from a few years ago now. And it's this one. Festive Chic, it was called, but I really liked it because it's all the purples. Yeah, and so it works quite well. And because there's quite a few designs on this that you wouldn't have to be Christmas to use, like this one, this one, this one, this one, that, the stars. You could use those, and even those stars maybe. You could use those all year round. So yeah, so I thought I'd use that. It's the right kind of purple, so we're going to use it. Hi, Wynette from Texas. Fantastic. Right, we will make a start then. Oh, I've just gained a butterfly from somewhere. I don't know where that butterfly's from. Anyway, let me put my topper out of the way. Now, I'm lacking in the old Yoo-Hoo glue at the moment. So, yeah. So we're going to have to go with tape today. I've ordered some more because I can't really get it in Poundland at the moment. So I've had to order some from Amazon. But I found quite a good deal, so I'm just waiting for that. Lois, slightly cloudy this morning, North Florida. Florida. I don't know why I said Florida. Dear me. You left snowy Illinois years ago. Yeah, I have to say, I think you're probably better off in Florida. I do like my snow, but Florida sounds nice to me. Thank you, Cindy. Right, so we're going to make this card here. Let me quickly grab it. So we're going to make this card. So it starts off like that in the envelope, and then when you take it out the envelope, it opens up like that and stands like that, and stands up. So that's what it's the top view of it. And so, well, that around top view of it. So this was something I saw Flutter by Heidi do, and I really liked it. I quite liked the fact that you've got like the 3 steps. Now, normally that would hold like that, and you kind of have to tease it open. The reason mine is quite free and doesn't stay like that is just because I had to, where I use my trimmer, I end up with a very rough edge, so I actually had to go back in with a Stanley knife and trim my edges, which meant I end up with a bit of a gap, which is fine because it opens up nicely, you know, but it just means it doesn't stay like that, and I do quite like it like that. But in the envelope it would be like that, and then when they take it out, that's what it would look like. So yeah, it's quite nice. Relatively easy, really. It's not that difficult. I think it's going to be relatively quick. And then on the back, I've just cut out 2 matte panels, and I've done one that I've stamped, so I'd write on that side. So yeah, so that's that. Hi Pat in Alabama. Thank you, Karen. Hi Edwina. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. I'm just wondering if I need to zoom out a little bit more because I feel like I'm a bit close. Let me see if I can zoom a tiny bit without. That's a bit better. There we go. Without showing everybody my desk. I think that's, has it done it? Or has it done anything at all? Oh well, I'll just have to navigate around it being quite so zoomed in. Right, so let us start. Yeah, Rita, exactly. It is a nice card, but she didn't do hers. I actually made her one up, and it comes out quite small. So this one is a 5x7 when it's folded flat, and I think hers was a bit smaller, so that's why I did that. In fact, I'd like to zoom out a little bit more because I still feel like, oh, you can't see the whole desk. It doesn't want to zoom out. Why is it not doing that? But that's probably a bit better. Sorry, there we go. That's better. That's better. Now we're cooking on gas. Right, okay, so you are going to need a piece of base card that is 7x9. This is probably the trickiest bit, actually. It's just like your classic, you know, your shutter folds, your shutter cards. They're always a little bit tricky because of not scoring all the way top to bottom, etc, etc. So that's the only tricky thing with this. But I've kind of worked out a bit of a way of doing it so that it's not quite so bad. I did try and use my trimmer, but I need a new blade, so it came out a bit rough. Thank you, Rita. That's very good to hear. I have to say, I do like Flutter by Heidi. I do like her. I actually subscribed to her channel because I do like her folds and different things she comes up with. So some really nice things. So yeah, right. So we're going to put the 7x9 on the scoreboard. That's what it's called. It's called a scoreboard. And we can see the brain's not quite working just yet. And we're going to score at 2.5 and at 6.5. And then what I would do is get a pencil and a ruler, turn your card around, and down that score line, just make a mark 2 inches. So at 2 and at 5. So basically you're coming 2 inches in from the top and then 2 inches in from the bottom, and do the same on here. And then you can go back to your scoreboard and do the rest of the score lines. It just helps because then you kind of know where you're scoring to for the next few bits. So yeah, let's have a look. Karen, yes, I like 5x7, 6x6s. They're my kind of go-to cards, to be honest. Susie, oh, you're on the opposite. Okay, cool. You Edwina, yeah, just different versions, isn't it? And hi, Jackie. Right, okay, so I've got 2 little marks here and here, which is 2 inches down, and I've got 2 little marks here and here, which is 2 inches up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to mark up 4.5, and I'm going to start at the top first. 4.5, and we're literally going to mark down until we hit that 1 inch mark. If it goes over slightly, I wouldn't worry about it. If you wanted to, you could draw a line just so you don't go over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it round and do the same again. So 4.5, and just come down till we hit that mark there, like that. And then what we need to do is, with it still in, we need to get to 3.5. So 3.5, and this time we're going to we're going to score in between the 2 lines. So what I do is I just put my groovy thingy bob in, and I bring it down. I'm not pressing too hard, but I'm trying to keep it in that groove. Bear with, I did it earlier, till we hit the mark, and then we press down for that section in between the 2 marks. So there's my mark there, my mark there. So I'm pressing down there, and then we do the same at 5.5. So at 5.5, I'm just going to come down, slight score line, but it's not too bad. Oh, hello, where's he gone? Oh, this is a bit tricky. You could use a scoreboard, a cork board, and a ruler if you wanted to. That would probably be easier, but anyway, there we go. So you've got that. So I don't know if you can see that. Can you see those lines? I don't know. Let me know if you can't see those lines. I can't see them on the computer. I can't on the computer. On the thing, I can't see it. If I switch this light on, don't know if that makes it easy to see. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, they're there. You might just be able to see them. But anyway, hopefully when I cut them, you'll be able to see them then. So that is the end of my, I don't use my scoreboard anymore. And then what we're going to do is we are going to bring in a cutting mat. And she says, trying to find her cutting mat. It's under my table somehow. I just used it in a minute. Where is it? There it is. You can see them. Cool. Right, so bring my cutting mat in, and I'm going to need some kind of craft knife, Stanley knife, whatever, and a metal rule. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut between those 2 marks. So the mark we've got here and the mark we've got here. We're going to put our metal rule on, and we're going to cut between those 2. So it's basically like a shutter card, really. and then we're going to do the same here. So between those two there, we're going to cut. Now if you wanted to, you could do your 2 big score lines, this one and this one, then measure and cut, and then do the rest of your score lines. But I just thought, since I had my scoreboard out, well, let me just do them all at the same time. So that's why I did it that way around. Okay, so that is how your card should look. So then what we want to do is we're going to fold, these 2 here are going to be valley folds. So I'm just going to, so that's the 2.5 and 6.5 line are going to be valley folds. So we're going to do a valley there, and we're going to do a valley here. There we go, like that. Then the 2 in the middle at the top and bottom are going to be mountains. So we're just going to very carefully kind of go in. Now you don't want to bend anything else, so you just want to kind of carefully go in, give it a bit of a crease. I'm going to use my nail to sharpen it off, like that. And then we also we need to make these 2 here also need to be mountains. So again, just kind of go in and just be careful and just bend only that part. And then once you've done that, you should be left with that. So then you can just kind of get the top one, swish it off to the right. That should fold flat and that should go left. And then you can give everything a really good burnish. And there's your card base. And as you can see, because I haven't had to cut an extra bit out because of my rough lines, it's meant that I've now, you know, it kind of holds because you've got the tension here. So that actually holds. So when they get it out, they would actually have to give it a bit of a, you know, a tug to get it out. Whereas this one doesn't stay. It doesn't stay. It just wants to flip open, which I don't mind. I mean, that, you know, it's fine. But yeah. So if you want it to be a bit more, you know, a bit less stuck like that, then just trim a tiny bit off top and bottom here, like literally like a 1/16 of an inch. Hi Annabella, do not work too hard for Christmas. Well, yeah, that's easier said than done, isn't it? I'm working less hard this year than I was last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that, because usually by now I've been up late every night. I've been out doing props and scenery and whatever for the church play and whatever, so I haven't done that as much this year. But I mean, every year there's always something, isn't it? It's always busy. So it's just the way life is. Right, okay, so for this you will need 4 mat pieces. Now I'm assuming that you're going to want to do 2 pieces here and then 2 pieces here, so that means why you need 4 pieces. If you don't want to do the 2 on the back, you only need 2 pieces, okay, but it's really up to you. So I've gone for 4 pieces of I'm using the mirror. I don't like mirror on videos because you can see my light, it reflects everything and you can see everything on the ceiling. And but anyway, so you need 4 matte pieces that are 2 1/4 by 6 3/4, and then you need 2 pattern pieces that are 2 by 6 1/2, and then 2 white pieces that are 2 by 6 1/2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick these onto here, and then yeah, and then we will continue with the others. Out of interest as well, I was looking, because obviously I upload on a Friday and a Sunday. Well, Sunday is Christmas Day and it's also New Year's Day. So I was wondering, what would you like to see in a tutorial? What tutorial would you like to see on Christmas Day? Now, I'm aware that some of you will not be tuning in on Christmas Day because you're going to be way too busy with friends and family and whatever. But obviously you can watch it later, so that's fine. But just out of interest, is there anything that anybody would like me? Have you got any suggestions? What you would like? Any particular cards that you've seen other people do that you'd like me to have a go at? Not too difficult, hopefully, please. Because I'm going to be filming it soon to schedule it for Christmas Day. And I'm also going to be filming the New Year one soon as well, again, to schedule it for Christmas Day. So let me know what you would like me to do for those tutorials. I'm going to hopefully, my son breaks up from school this Friday, but I'm going to try, I'm hoping this is going to work, I'm going to try and live stream on next Tuesday at 7 o'clock in the evening, UK time. That's what I'm going to try and do. Okay, I don't know how successful it's going to be. I'm hoping it'll be okay. It all depends on whether my son interrupts me too much or not, but I'm hoping it'll be okay. So that's the plan for next Tuesday. I will schedule it, so you'll see anyway on the, when I schedule it ahead of time, you'll see on there, you know, whether it's working or not, and I'll post, if it turns out that it's not going to happen, I will let you all know. But that is the plan. That is the plan. The only thing with that is you have to understand my lighting is not going to be as good. Although I have recently acquired a fantastic light, which I would be telling you all more about soon, in a few weeks. Yeah, so that I will have that light on, so that will help matters, but obviously it's not the same as daylight. It's pretty good, I have to say. It's pretty almost like daylight. It has daylight technology, but yeah, just so you know. Hi Karen in New York. I've been to New York. I did like New York, I have to say. Did like New York. Very nice. Yeah, so let me know what you would like me to do for Christmas Day. I did have something planned. I had something planned for Christmas Day. I spent the whole of yesterday and the day before prepping it, cutting all the bits out for it, making a sample of it, etc. And then yesterday I was filming it, because obviously I try and do a video for it as well. I was filming it and I just got to the end and then realised my measurements didn't work. So I've had to scrap the whole thing because it doesn't work. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing. Yes, the finished card is this one. So it starts off in the envelope like that. It's one that I saw Flutter by Heidi do. So it starts off like that, and then obviously it stands up like that. It's kind of like a shutter card type thing. So so I've just started with a 7x9 base card. The score lines and everything, I will be doing a video for this anyway, so you'll see it on the video. That'll be in a week or so, a couple of weeks probably. But yeah, you'll see that it'll come up at some point. And then I've just used four matte layers that are 2 1/4 by 6 3/4, and 2 pattern pieces that are 2 by 6 1/2, and 2 white pieces that are 2 by 6 1/2. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and stick these two on here. I'm really liking this lilac and silver. I quite like this card because it looks a bit fancy, but it's actually quite easy to do. And I reckon you could probably, what was the word? Kind of produce quite a few of them. Because although it's a kind of shuttery type card, it's not too bad. But yeah, so let me know what kind of, you know, if you've got any suggestions or whatever for Christmas Day and New Year's Day. Let me know, let me know. Right, let's just give this a, there we go. So that's that one. And then we need to do this side here. Ooh. There we go. Almost there. It's gone a bit dull here. I have to say, for the rest of the week we're predicted sunshine though, so that should be nice. Can't wait for a bit of sunshine. Hi Laurie in Australia. Oh, it's lovely and warm over there, isn't it? It's your summer. Not that I'm jealous in any shape or form, honestly. Honest. Could do with a bit of sunshine. Right, okay, so that's that. And then I'm going to go put these two pieces are going to go on the back. So these are going to go on here. So I get these on. And then we will move on to the other pieces. There's not a great deal of pieces as well. That's the other good thing with this. And because they're quite small, the little squares and that, you could almost use your scraps up. So, oh yeah, Valentine's Day ideas. I might do that on New Year's Day, actually. That might be a good idea. Yeah, I'll have a look at that, actually, Karen. That's a good shout. That is a good shout. Because it's true, it does kind of sneak up on you, doesn't it? It's like you kind of New Year and you're just kind of like, oh, okay. And then before you know it, it's like, oh, it's February. It's a bit like Christmas. And Easter. Easter does that a bit as well, depending on when it is. If it's like in March, it's suddenly like, oh no, it's coming up. But yeah, I will have a look at that. Yep. Oh, have a look at that. Right, so let's stick this down. Last piece. There we go. Yeah, we do love a card that folds flat for posting, don't we? We do. Right, so that's those pieces. So then you need to find yourself 4 matte pieces that are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and 4 pattern pieces that are 1.5 by 1.5. And these are going to go basically these 4 squares here. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down as well. Your daughter's birthday is 2 days after Valentine's Day. Oh, and you got a nephew that's born on Valentine's. Oh, that's nice. Oh, how sweet. Hi, Linda. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll show. Well, you can sort of see the card. I'll show you the finished one in a moment. Let me just stick this down. But it's kind of what you can see there. Just needs decorating. This is the finished one for any latecomers. This is what it looks like, the finished one, and it folds down flat like that. So that's what we're making, and it's a 5 by 7. When it folds flat, it's a 5 by 7, because we all like a 5 by 7. We don't all like it, but a lot of us like a 5 by 7. So that's what I went for. 2 days before. Wow, that's mad. I have to say my busy birthday month is November is a busy birthday month, and May and November are the 2 busiest months for birthdays. Hi, Carla in Holland. Rita, a stationery folder. Interesting. What kind of stationery folder? Like to hold? I know you're gonna say stationery. I mean, like, clarify what kind of stationery. To hold like cards, like if you want to gift somebody a whole load of greeting cards, or to hold like envelopes, or what kind of stationery folder were you thinking of? Yeah, let me know. It might take long. I just don't do that kind of thing. What's a DL size? I'm not sure what a DL size is. I'm not good with envelope sizes. It's like, I thought, is it like a, I don't know. I'm just going to say I don't know, Linda, because I'm going to end up talking rubbish. Right, these squares need to go on here. That's wonky, so I'm going to put that at the bottom. I've not stuck that on straight at all. It's because I'm using tape and not wet glue. And yeah. DL. See, one of my craft ladies, she would know exactly what a DL size is, because she's really good with that kind of stuff. I can picture it. It's like a long, thin one, but I don't know what the measurements are for it. It's almost like a third of an A4-ish, maybe. I would look it up, but I can't. Standard A4 page envelope. Yeah, a bit bigger than slimline. That's right. Yeah, I can picture it. I just can't explain. My powers of explanation. There we go. 4 by 9, approximately. There we go. People who know. That's what we like. People who know, because I certainly don't. I certainly don't. Right, this one's going on here. Like that. There we go. So that's all our little squares on. And then these 2 bits here, if you want to, you can put something on them. I've left these blank, just because when they stand up, they're on the side and you don't really see them. Plus the fact they're not very big. Plus when you start putting, you know, mats and layers and whatever on, they're going to be so slim that it's not really worth it. And then your middle piece needs to be, you need one matte piece that's 1 3/4 by 2 3/4, and a pattern piece that's 1.5 by 2.5. And I've actually got a topper which is about the right height, so I'm probably going to cover up most of this pattern paper, but I just thought, just in case I see any, then it will peek out. Jerry, so with this, whenever I do a live stream, Jerry, I always try and do a tutorial for it in the 2 weeks after. So if you if you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything, then what will happen is every time I upload, you'll see it, and you will see when I do the tutorial, it'll have a blue circle next to the title, and that means it's like an edited live stream. So it's something that I've done in a live stream, and I'm now doing a tutorial version for it. I will be putting the measurements for this card in the description for this video after I've gone live, after I've finished the live stream. I will aim to do it either straight away or later on. I'm not quite sure. It depends on how frazzled and how hungry I am when I finish this. But yeah, the measurements will be in the description. The only thing that I can't really put in the description for this card, I usually put the score lines, but because this isn't like a normal score, I'm having to do like a shutter card, you'll have to rely on the tutorial, but that will come in a week or so. So just yeah, stay tuned and it will come up. Hi Honeybees Stamping Hive in Central Florida. We've got a few from Florida, haven't we? Rita, maybe for pre-made cards with birthday reminder list. Ah, okay, yeah, see I have got some of this that the Dovecraft made, this card organizer. I didn't like it because it's all star signs. I don't really do star signs, but anyway, they've got this, and then they've got like a pocket here, and then you've got all the birthdays, and you put your card in there. My only problem was all my cards don't fit in this, because you know you end up with chunky cards, so you can fit like maybe 2 cards in there, and then that's it. So yeah, but yeah, that's the sort of thing you mean, isn't it? So I'll have a think. I'll have a think and see what I can come up with. I'm not very good with like mini albums and stuff like that. It's not really my thing, but I will have a look and see if I can come up with anything. Right, I need to add some pads onto this now. Let's use these. So I was thinking these butterflies could be top and bottom, and then we'll do the greeting in the middle. So let me just stick this down here like that. One there, one over here, and one up here, like that. And then we need to go ahead and stick them down. This was going to be a birthday card, but then I used Christmas papers and thought, well, it doesn't really matter anyway, because it says with love, so it could be, you could use it as like a thank you card, really, couldn't you? Or like a, I don't know, just checking in on somebody. Right, so that's going to go in the middle there. So as you can see, you can't see much of the paper, the pattern paper, but you've got a little bit there. It would have been quite blank otherwise, so let's just turn it over, and I'm going to put that on pads. Oh, Karen, watching inside the Christmas factory shop. I've never heard. Well, I don't have a TV, so I wouldn't have heard of it. But wow, that sounds interesting. And then making chocolates. Oh, wow, wow, is all I can say. Love a bit of chocolate. Gotta love a bit of chocolate. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. I do like this card fold. I quite like shutter cards, and I kind of have a bit of a love-hate for shutter cards actually. They can be a bit of a faff. I have to be in the right frame mood for a shutter card, but I do like them when I am in the right frame mood. Does that make sense? Right, so let's stick this down. I like the way this shuts. I like the way that it, you know, you sort of zigzag off one way and zigzag off the other. Right, so that's going to go like that. We'll just shut it flat. So it's going to be like that, which sort of looks a bit off, but it's not. It's actually level. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's a little bit high, but it's fine. Yeah, it's a little bit high. The one I did before was a little bit low, and now I've gone a little bit high. Card envelopes get very confusing. Yeah, they do. I get confused, Laurie, to be fair. Karen, okay. It's a British show that's on the Smithsonian Channel. Okay. Yes to the chocolate. I agree with you, Pat. Right, so what I thought I might do here was I thought I might stick one butterfly up here and then one butterfly down here. I might go the other way around, like that and like that. Just like that, just because when it's folded it looks nice, and then when it opens up it'll just be on alternate sides, but I quite like the look of that. Quite like the idea of that. You've got to go, Carla. Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us. And yeah, you can watch it again, catch up later. And as I said, the tutorial will be coming soon at some point. I will be filming the tutorial soon and uploading it for you. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, Rita, I think purple's up a lot of people's street, to be fair. Do you like it's funny actually, considering how much I like purple, I don't have that many papers that are purple, like pattern papers. But yeah, I do love a bit of purple. You can't beat a bit of purple. Right, let's just stick this one on this side. Like that. There we go. So there we go. There's your finished card. So that's how it's in the envelope, and obviously it's 5 by 7. And then when you get it, you open it up and it sits on your desk like that. So yeah, mine wasn't sticking up properly. But yeah, so there we go. Nice and easy. Well, that didn't take us very long, did it? Goodness me, like half an hour later. Thank you. I was thinking of doing, and if you want me to, I can, a 6 by 6 version. I'm not sure what the measurements would be, so we could go off piste. So if you want to, because it's only been like half an hour, I could do an go off piste 6 by 6 version. So if you want me to do one, I will do one. Let me know in the comments. Got a spare butterfly here. Let me stick my spare butterfly down. Yeah, that's what I like about it, Karen. It's a simple one, isn't it, to display. Right, let me just stick this butterfly down, and then I'll get some sample paper out. If we're going to do the 6 by 6 one, I'll just have a bit of an experiment with the sizes. So Karen Reeves would like a 6 by 6. Anybody else want a 6 by 6 version? I'll get a piece of what's it paper out now, scrap card out now, just in case anybody else does. And my mind is going to have to try and work it out. Yes, Teresa, exactly. Remember to hit the like button. Thank you for that. Rita, yeah, you like 6 by 6. Cool. Karen, some of my friends have had to call me and ask for it. Oh, really? Yeah, this is the problem with the easel card, isn't it? Laura, you want to see 6? Everyone wants to see everyone. There's no one said no, they don't want to see 6 by 6. So the 6 by 6 it is then. Right, so this is where you get to see when I try and work something out. You get to see now. You get to see me struggle and try and make it work. Now the main problem I think with the 6 by 6, this is just my scrap card. Okay, so I have this pad. Any pads that I have, I'm not that keen on the colours. I use as like sample to make up samples with. And so this is one of them. This is like an old one. Right, so a 6 by 6 version. Let's have a think. So obviously it's going to be 6 inches high. So let me just move my... Karen, you've got to go. Okay, Karen Reeves. Okay, cool, you got to go. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon. Yeah, take care, take care. Right, let me get a 6. So it's definitely going to be 6 inches high. So let's do the 6. Let's do the height, and then we can work out the rest. Okay, so 6 inches high. So that's that there, like that. And then, and let me move this over here. Right, yep, hit the bell, get the notifications. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Right, so let's have a think. So we're going to need to go, let's think about this. We are going to need to have 3 inches either side. So this is going to need to be 3 inches. Then we'll have a middle bit, and then we'll have 3 inches. So I reckon then, what did I use here? I used 2.5, then 2 and 2 and 2.5. So, right, this is going to be trial and error. Yeah, my brain is ticking. This is going to be a trial and error. So I'm wondering if we leave the 12-inch width. If we go 12-inch width, I don't know if that's going to be too big. See, there's probably mathematical things for this. But right, let's just start with the first one, which is let me start with the first score line. You'll have to bear with me while I try and work this out. Right, so we've definitely got a 3-inch here. And then we need, okay, so on this, when it folds, you can go the full width if you wanted to, but I think I decided it was better to not go the full, to have it slightly in, so that it kind of looked, I don't know, it kind of made it, just made it look a bit better. So I think that instead of going for 3 inches in the middle, if we go 2 inches in the middle, let's try it and see, then we'd have 1 inch spare. So if we go for 3 inches there, and then if we go, I'm going to score top to bottom for these next score lines. Obviously I won't do that when I actually do it properly, but 2 inches, so this would be the equivalent of the middle, so that's like the middle, and then we go 2 inches again, and then we cut it at 3. 1 2 3, so we go 10 inches long. Hi Vicky, you're a bit late, don't worry. We've actually gone off piste. So we're basically now working out a 6x6 version of the card we've just made, so this is going to be interesting. Yeah, so we have just made, this is the card that we've just made. Well, this is the one that I had, my first card, so it folds flat like that, and then when you open it, obviously it folds up like that. And so we've just made this one, but because it literally took us half an hour, which is not very long at all really, so now we are working out a 6x6 version. So I've got a piece of card here that is 6x10, and I've scored it, the 2 main folds I've scored at 3 and at 7, and then the top and bottom would be at 5, like that. And then I reckon then, do we go 1 inch? I think we probably go 1 inch. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it the same way that I worked out the 5x7. I'm going to do this one the same. So I'm going to turn this round. I am going to use my trimmer. It doesn't matter if it cuts rough, because this is only a sample card. So we're going to put this in. It's 6 inches high. So I reckon if we do it in 2 inches. So if we go down to 4 there, and then cut between the 2 lines. This probably is not making any sense to anybody. I'm just sort of sitting talking to myself here. This is what I do. Like, even when I'm not on a live stream, this is kind of how it goes. If you were fly on the wall in my craft room, this is what you would be hearing right now. Okay. So you need to go, Jackie. Okay, no problem. Yeah, you can catch up the rest later. I will do a 5x7 one video later, and I possibly will do a 6x6 if it turns out well. We'll see. But yes, have a good rest of the day. Right, so I'm going to fold these 2 end ones in again like we did previously, like that, and then I'm going to fold down the middle here, but try not to fold that bit. So, and you'll notice I haven't actually done the other 2 because I'm not sure where they need to be. So this is what I did with the 5x7. I actually scored it where I thought it was going to be, and it ended up not being there. So I think if we just do it this way, so like that. Okay, so that's that one. And then if I then fold this up like that, fold this up like that, and lay those down. This one in the middle, I'm just going to squash down so that that centre line, that centre fold line that I've actually, I've scored it because I wasn't sure where it needed to be. So I've just done a top to bottom, and then I'm just going to wash those 2 down like that, and then open it up and measure it. That's 1 inch. I had a feeling it might be 1 inch, and it is 1 inch. So there you go. So that's what a 6x6 would look like. This looks too tiny, but I suppose you could put a smaller. You could make this bigger, like this bigger and that smaller. I'm wondering if that might look better. The only thing is when you fold it flat, it looks nice because it's all even. What do we want to do? But then when it's up, it would be kind of nice for this to be bigger. I don't know, because that's 2 inches. You could do 1 inch, and that would be 1 inch, which would make that in the middle would be 5 inches. Okay, should we keep it as a square like this? Should we keep it like that, or should we do it like, let me get my other piece and I can show you what I mean. Oh, bear with, where's my other piece gone? Here it is. Where's my other 6-piece piece gone? You like the symmetry? Yeah, I like the symmetry with it shut. I'm just not sure when it opens. Let me do a sample with it the other way, and then we can have a look and see what we prefer, and then we'll make up properly the one that we prefer. Now, with it being 6x6, I can use my new Kokorosa Studio papers, which I want to use because they're amazing. Right, so let's get, because I feel like we've got a lot of space either side. So you could even go, you know what you could. So I feel like these panels are quite big. Mind you, if you yeah, actually, hang on a second. If you could do something there. Right, let me just. So go with 1.5 and 1.5 on top. Yeah, I reckon you're right with that. I think 1 might be a bit too small. So we need to go 3 inches here, and then 1, 2, 3, so 7. So 3 and 7, and then our middle line will be the same at 5. 5. I'm gonna approximately try and not score all the way down like that, and then we also need score lines 1 inch in, so at 4. So like here in the middle somewhere. Again, if I've overdone it, it doesn't matter because this is only my sample card. And then if we go 1.5, right, let's try 1.5. Turn this round. This is 6, so 1.5, which is there. So from here up to there, which is 1.5, and then 1.5, which is there. So from this line up to there. There we go. Yeah, this is why I like this card reader, because it's enough that it mimics. Because I've made things with like copy paper before, but then they've worked, and then when I come to make them with card, they don't work, and I'm like, oh. And it's just because of the thickness of the card. So I try and use stuff that's sort of almost as thick as like a card base, and I find that helps with the success rate. Does not always work, but generally it's better. Oh, I'm just going to put my scory thing away. Get my scory thing back out again. Here we go. There we go. So that's that one. And then this one over here. Oh, right, that's that one there. And then the middle one, which is here and here. Like that. And then this one here. And this one here. And let's just pop that up. And then we'll go burnish everything in a minute. There we go. Oh, look, see, this one here is not quite happy enough. I don't know what's happened there. Anyway. Ooh, there we go. Give that a burnish. Give that a burnish. And give that a burnish. So that is what it would look like if we go with 1.5. I quite like that. I mean, when you stand it up, I like it when it stands up. I prefer that to that when it stood up. So yeah. And then flat, I think I prefer this one flat over this one. Right, which one does everyone want to do? Which one shall I make up as a proper one? A or B? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know which one you want to do. And then we'll make it up. While you're letting me know in the comments, I'm just going to get some card ready because the base card stays the same anyway. So I am definitely going to need a 6x10. Right, let me think. What colour? Oh, if I'm using these papers, let me quickly grab the papers. While you're not all commenting, keep commenting. Let me know. I'll go with the majority. I'm going to grab my papers, sort out my card. I might go craft actually. What have I got here? I've got that, and I've got. What have we got here so far? We've got a B, 2 A's, 2 B's, 3 B's, 4 B's, 5 B's. We've got 5 B's and 2 A's. B seems to be winning. B seems to be winning. Hi Nola. Thank you for joining us. Don't worry about being late, that's fine. This is the card we've just done, Nola, just so you know. So this is the card we made. And so it folds flat like that in the post. And then we've just done a version in like a purple and lilac. So this is the one we've just made, but it only took like half an hour to make, which is why I've already finished it. So now we're working out a 6x6 version. Right, let's have a look. Sweet Pea, hello. Oh, you're just about to bake for Christmas. Oh, nice. That sounds nice. I'm coming round. Right, everyone likes B. The majority seems to be B. Apart from, I think they've got 2 A's. 2 A's. Cindy, you like both. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't really know. I think I prefer that one when it stood up because I quite like I feel like I could find a greeting easier for that one than I could for that because that's quite small. Like I almost want it to be square, but you see, you could put a square greeting on that because your greeting would be 3x3 and you could have it sticking out, and then that would, I think that's easier to decorate. I like the squares on this, and I think it has its place, but I feel like this one is probably the better one. Yeah, B gives more room for embellishment. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we'll go with B, and then and I'm going to use these papers. This is part of this Kokorosa Studio pack. They're actually sending me 2 more packs of papers. I'm so excited. But the only problem is one of them's a Christmas one of them's an ink drop one, and I love the look of the ink drop, well, and the Christmas. But I'm a bit concerned because of the post, because we've got strikes over here, Royal Mail strikes, and I'm a bit worried it's not going to come in time for me using it for Christmas. I mean, I can use it next year, I suppose, but you know, it'd be nice if you guys could see it before then. Right, snowflakes, and then what shall I use for the middle bit? If I do, let me think about this. So if I have snowflake, snowflake, I've got to check. I really like this pattern paper. I think that's cute. It's actually small enough that I could use it on there. Yeah, I might go with that then and that, because that's quite a nice mix. And then if I go with a craft card for the base card, I've got quite a bit of craft card somewhere. The famous 300 GSM, that should be good. The purple would be great for a winter birthday. Yeah, it would. It would look really nice. Right, so it was a 10x9, wasn't it? So, oh, I can't use A4 because it's 10x9. Okay, forget that. Let me put that way. 10x9. 10x9 is what I need. No, 10x6. 6x10. I can use this. 10x9. What am I talking about? Honestly, dear me. My brain has gone on a holiday. Right, there's a bit of craft paper. There we go. Right, let me move my tablet to one side so I can use my trimmer. Right, so we need 10x6, I said, didn't I? So this is 6 inches is here, and 10 inches is here, like that. And then I just need, I might do a red in between maybe, or a white. And I can't go white because it's got white there. Yeah, I love craft card, but I don't use it very often. Okay, Debbie, time for bed. Yeah, 11:30. That's quite late, isn't it? Yeah. Good night. Have a nice sleep. And you can always catch up in the morning. Or tomorrow. Yeah. Right, so let me put this bit of craft card away. And then we just need to choose a matte colour. I know what I might use actually. I might go with white, but I might go with white glitter. Oh, get back in there. It won't fit back in its place. Oh, bear with. Bear with. I feel like a white matte would work. But yeah. So that's the one we're doing. Let me put this to one side because I might well do that. Or a red. Maybe a red matte. A red would look good with that one. I just don't know if it would work on that one. It might work. Right, let me get some red. Give it a try. See what we think. See what we think. Have I got any red? This is the question. It needs to be like a postbox red, really. Sorry if you can't hear me. I've got my head buried in my shelving trying to find cards. So yeah. That's red. I thick is that? Oh, 220. That's quite a nice red. Oh no, the red looks alright. Yeah, we'll go with the red. We'll go with the red. I think white or dark brown. Yeah, well, I'm just wondering about, because I wouldn't normally, if I was just using this and this, I would go white. But because I've got this, I'm just thinking, because that and that look great. Because that on white wouldn't work. This and this isn't so good, but if I've got that and that next to it, it kind of all ties in, I think. That would look better on white. If I put this on white, I don't think it's gonna work. White glitter. I would like to use white glitter, however, I don't have enough of it. So that's a problem. Do I have? No, I don't. Yeah, I don't have enough white glitter. So that is a problem. Let me have a quick look down here. See if I have any white glitter. What's this one? No, because I've got a silver glitter, but that's not going to look quite right. I think we might have to go with the red. I don't think I've got any white. Have I got any white? No. Nope. That's a big no. No for the white glitter. We don't have any. But yeah, white glitter would have been good. What about white then red? Yeah, what, double it up? That's a lot of layers. You could get away with it on the sides, I guess. Couldn't you? You could get away with it on the sides. So if you did that, I know what you mean. It needs kind of like a gap between the, like that. What do we think of that? White then red. I mean, it's not like it's really thick paper, so it could work. Maybe, and then just use, I know you'd white and then red there as well, wouldn't you? Yeah, we're increasing our layerage, but yes, we could do that. Yeah, okay, let's go with that then. Let's go with that. Right, I need to write all these measurements down then. So, for a square one, let me sit myself down and write all of these down, these measurements. So, we are going to need, let's see, I called this a Zig Zag Flap card, because that's what it looks like to me, a Zig Zag Flap card. So, this is a 6x6 Zig Zag Flap card. I'm just writing it down off screen, off camera. And then the base card, you need one piece that is 6 inches by 10 inches. And then the matte card, if you just use one matte card, you would need, so the first matte card would need to be 2 3/4. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need 4 pieces because you're doing the back as well. That are 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Then you need 4 pieces for here. So you need 4 pieces that are, what is this measure? This measures 2. So 1 3/4 by 1 1/4. Well, so let's do the way 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. So you need 4 of those, and then you need one piece that is 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. So 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. I need one of those. So that's your matte layers. And then if you just did a matte and then a pattern, your pattern would then be, I know, Beth, thank you, hit the like button. I agree. I love you lot, you're so good. I love it, absolutely, thank you very much. Right, so then I'm going to write down pattern paper, because normally I would only do one. Oh, hello, paper. I would only do one, like a matte and then a pattern. So we would need 2 that are 2.5 by 5.5, because you're going to need 2 on the front and then you're going to need plain on the back. Then we're going to need 4 that are 1 inch by 1.5, and then we need 1 pattern piece that is 1.5 by 2.5. And then if we're using another mat, then we will need, let me do this in pencil next to it, we'll need 2 that are 2.25. This will be the pattern piece, by 5.25. I'm going to have to write it down, otherwise I'm going to cut the wrong things out. We need 4 that are 3/4 by 1.25, and we need 1 that's 1.25 by 2.25. So the only thing is, you're going to end up with these pieces here being only 3/4 wide with the pattern, but you know, that's fine. I mean, you could do the Stampin' Up way and do it like 1/8 rather than 1/4 of an inch. So instead of going from 2.5 down to 2.25, you could go 2.5 down to 2 3/8. But I'd rather not go into 8s if I could. Right, let's just go with it. Let us just go with it. So I need to get some white card out then for that. It's going to be quite thick by the time we're finished. I'm going to use as thinner white paper, or white card as I can. Oh, it's down here on the floor. I'm going to use, this is the time when you use your cheap stuff. This is the time for cheap stuff, this is. Right, let me move my tablet out of the way again. Put you over here. Right, okay, so I need to get out. I need to cut that. Did I cut that to 6 by 10? I think I did, yeah. So then we need 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Oh, that's good. So this actually works well with A4 paper then, because you can fit 2 5 3/4 pieces on the length of an A4. So that's good. Right, so 2 3/4. We need 4 of them. So let's do 2 3/4. See, the only thing with doing things on the fly, you have to sit and watch me cut out bits of paper. But anywho, we get to do it together. So there we go. So 5 3/4 is there. So there's 2 lots of that one. And then then let's do another one. 2 3/4. 2 3/4. Oh, hello. 2 3/4 by 5 3/4 is there. That's that one. 5 3/4 is there. Right, so that's my 4 pieces of mat for that. Then we need, thank you, Laura, good job. Right, so then we need 4 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So let's 1 3/4. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Have I got any more that's 1 3/4? I have, good. So let's 1 3/4 a big strip. Can't see all this, but anyway, I'm busily cutting everything out. 1 3/4. You know what I could do actually to make my life a little bit easier is add tape onto the back of my strip before I cut it, and then it's pre-taped, and I'm going to tape a whole heap of squares. It's already done. So let's just do this little tip for you all. I'm just going to put, because I've got a big long strip here that I'm cutting up, so I'm just going to put a load of tape on the back, 2 lines, and then I'm going to cut it, and then that saves me taping. Right, so 1 3/4. Where are we at? 1 3/4. So there's 2 squares, 3 squares, 4 squares, 4 squares. So that's that. And then, oh, I've just realised it should be 1 1/4. 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. Oops. Okay, let me just correct that then. Just cut half a thingy bob off. I couldn't see it from over there. So there's 1. 1 and what am I doing? 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. Okay. So I've just done 1 3/4 squares. Okay, right. So 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. Excuse me, rambling to myself. So there's 3. So we just need another one that is 1 1/4. 1 1/4. This is a lot of bits to cut out, people, so you'll have to bear with me. So that's that and that's that. So that's 4 of them. And then I need one that is 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, so that's there. So there's my 2 3/4. Right, so that's all the white bits done. Is that all the white bits done? That's all the white bits done. Right, so now we need to move on with the red. So, stick that in there like that. And then we get the red card. And the red card needs to be 2 that are 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. So 2 1/2. This is a very thick card. 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. Let's get it around. It's got a dent in the end of that one. 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. There we go. So there's those 2. And then I'm not going to put on the back. I'm just going to leave the white layers. I'm not going to do red as well, because the white against the craft on the back will be fine. So that's good. So next we need 4 that are 1 by 1 1/2, and 1 that's 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. So if I cut a 1 1/2 strip and then tape the back of it and then cut it up into the relevant sizes. So that's my 1 1/2 strip. Add some tape onto it. There we go. There's one piece. And there's the other piece. Are we all still there? You've gone all quiet on the chat. Just talk amongst yourselves, people, while I'm cutting out bits of paper. Like that. Right. So we need, she says, covering up the bits that we need to see, 4 that are 1 inch and 1 that's 1 1/2. So let's do the 1 1/2 first, and then we can do the 4 inch pieces. So that's a 1 1/2. 1 1/2? No, 2 1/2, not 1 1/2. Silly Billy. 2 1/2. There we go. That's that one. Do you you like things? You like me go off piste? My craft ladies will tell you we do off piste quite often. We've done we do off piste quite a bit. Right, so there's 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches. Yeah, you only get this when you're on the live. So if you go in a tutorial, you don't get off piste. You just get whatever I've decided to make. So this is one of the benefits of being on a live. It's the chaos that ensues. Right, so that's that. So is that all of that piece? I think that's all of those pieces. You like seeing the creative listening to me wittering on. You're just watching my thought process and talking to myself like a crazy person. Right, okay, so then we need 2 that are 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. 2 that are 2 1/4, 2 1/4, and 2 1/4. Where are we? There. 2 1/4, 2 1/4, and then it needs to be by 5 1/4. So I'll trim off a little bit off the bottom. 5 1/4. This is where we hope it all works out. Right, so that's that. There's my little off-cutty bits. I'll put them back in the packet. Right, and then this one, which is going to be mega small. Don't need that second piece of paper. That can go back in the packet. It's not a hard card, Nola. What you're seeing right now is you're seeing me trying to make this card a different size to the one we had prepped. So the original one was so easy, only took half an hour to make it. But it's just all cutting out all the bits, and we're double layering, so that makes it even more interesting. Right, so now I need 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. I've done that. Now we need 4 pieces that are 3/4 by 1 1/4, and they need to be 3/4 high. So I just need to remember that because my pattern has a right way up. So let's go with the 3/4, which is there. You can just about see bits of it. It's so tiny. And then I'm going to add my tape on, because then it helps me when I get to stick it down. And I need a skinny bit of tape on that other bit there. Mix and matching my well, Cindy, you know, it does work, I have to say. I used to just need somebody to bounce ideas off, but now, because I'm obviously here on my own, I just bounce ideas off myself. Which isn't always the best, but you know. Right, 3/4 by 1 1/4. 1 1/4. So there's one, there's a 1 1/4. Oh, that's the tiniest bit ever. You can see a bit of Mr. Gingerbread Man saying hello. And then there's the 1/4, there's the 1. Oh, right. Oh, that's not very. Can't really see. Mr. Rudolph's like hello. Right. Let's see if we can get 1 1/4. Did I say 1 1/4? Didn't I? Did I say 1 1/4? Yes, 1 1/4. So let's just get. That's a better one. That's a better section. The bottom of Mr. Reindeer. Happy days. Right, and then we got the middle bit. Now the middle bit, I might not cut paper out for that middle bit just yet, although I have done a mat, haven't I? No, I will cut a bit out. I will cut a bit out. Right, so that middle bit needs to be 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. 1 1/4 wide by 2 1/4 high. That looks tiny, that does. I just suppose by the time we've laid it up, it will be. Fair enough. Right, so that is all of our bits cut out. So let me put my tablet back over here so I can actually see everybody. And breathe. Yeah, this is literally what you hear. If you apply my wall, this is exactly what you would hear. Right, let's move this one out of the way. This is what I do. In fact, yesterday I don't know if I've already told you this, I spent the whole of yesterday, not the whole of yesterday, quite a lot of yesterday and quite a bit of the day before, prepping a video, which was going to be scheduled for Christmas. And then I got through it eventually. My brain was hurting. And then I got really to the end when I'm just assembling, it was actually a gift box, assembling the whole lot together, and then realised that where I'd worked my measurements out, I'd done them wrong. And so there were gaps. I was so annoyed. I had to just walk out of the craft room. I was like, I can't even do any more. I'm done. Me and this craft room, we are done. We are over. Oh, I've only cut 2 bits out. I need 4 bits. No. Let me just get the bits. I've just thrown the bin. No, come back. Oh, no. I had 2 little bits left over, and I've chucked. Oh, is that it there? Oh, come back. Oh, there it is. There's 1 bit. Right, bear with. I have to move you over the way again. Right, they were 4 bits by 1 1/4. So 1 1/4, so 2 1/2. Oh, it's not quite big enough. That's so annoying. 1 1/4. I need 4 of those bits, and I've only got 3 now. And I did have some more. I did cut out another piece. No, it's in the bin. Can't find it. It's too small. Right, I'll have to use one of these instead. 3/4 by 1 1/4. You lot are going to know this off by heart soon. I keep repeating myself. That's the right thing. And then 3/4. And that's here. No, I've got the bottom of a Christmas tree cookie. But anyway, it's not even cut straight. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Oh, there we go. Right, that's the other one. Let's add some tape to the back of it. Right, let's put you back over here again so I can see what's happening. No, I didn't. I don't swear. I don't know what you heard, but I didn't swear. I don't do swearing. Even when I was at uni, and yeah, I don't swear. I might have said sausages or bother, but I didn't swear. I can tell you that. But it's not in my vocabulary. You know how some people just, I was never allowed to swear when I was growing up. I remember coming back from school one time and I said some kind of swear word, I don't know what it was, And my mum looked at me in horror and said, where on earth did you get that word from? And I was like, my best friend said it. My best friend Stephanie said it. And my mum was like, I do not ever want to hear you swear ever in this house. Just because Stephanie says it doesn't mean to say you say it. And that was that. End of my swearing days. That was. So no. It wouldn't have been a swear word. It may well have been, I don't know. What do I say? Bother? I say bother, or I don't know. I don't swear anyway. It just doesn't come naturally to me to do. So yeah. We'll have to listen back and see what it was. I might have had my head in the bin at the time. Right, so let's stick these tiny minuscule pieces down. This could take some time, people. So, you know, if you want to go and make yourself a cup of tea, get yourself a biscuit to nibble on, mince pie, please do. Yeah. I've got to stick all these bits down. If I had some Yoo-hoo glue, that would make things a little bit easier. I mean, it was better that I taped before I cut. That definitely helped. Because, yeah. And actually, when you get smaller pieces like this, you can afford to go down by 1/8 each time. So that's also, bear that in mind. You can afford to go down. So instead of having 3/4, you could afford to do, you know, more, slightly more, 1/8 more. The only thing is you kind of need to do it on all of your pieces, not just the tiny pieces. So that's the only problem. And I don't really like the whole 1/8 border. I think it's a bit too small. Sometimes it's good, but generally I will use 1/4 inch because I find that's better. Right, so let's stick these down. Let's stick these down onto the red one. Don't forget as well, I've got memberships. So I know Nola's already a member. If you want to become a member, please do. I'm planning some things for members only next year. Hopefully, if I get some time. Some special content, which will only be for members. I'm considering as well, because a lot of people have asked me for PDFs. So I'm considering doing a tier of membership that will be a bit more expensive, but I will email you guys whoever's a member who signs up for that tier will get the PDF for the project with all the measurements and everything in. And if it's a template, then I'll get a template. So I'm considering that for the new year at some point, but I just don't know when it is, because it means then that I've got to type up and do PDFs for every project, which is very time consuming. So it's just a case of me having time to do it. So if I have time to do it, I will definitely add that in as a membership option. Your curse word is bottoms. Yes, I use that sometimes as well. Bother is my main one. Bother. Yeah. Good girl. I'm glad you enjoy my slightly random and chaotic life. It's when we go off piste, it all goes a bit, yeah. But you guys like it like that, so you know, it's fine. Those people who don't want all this chaoticness, watch the tutorials, which is why I do them. So then we're catering for everybody. So yeah. Right, let's stick this one down. Where do you find the membership link? So if you go onto my channel, like the actual, well, actually no, below this live stream, there's a little button that says join. Can you see it? Just below the actual screen. So if you don't have me as full screen, if you have me at the moment on my tablet, I've got me landscape. Live chat is taken up down the right hand side. Top left hand corner is the video, so the actual live stream. And just below that, where it's got my name. So where it's got my name, Ice Images, is my little icon of me in a black and white photo. To the right of that is a little button that says join. So if you go and click on that, that will take you through to the different memberships. But you might want to do it after, because if you press join, it'll probably take you out of the live stream. So yeah, go and have a check that out after. But at the moment, I've only got one tier of membership, which you get like free. So I should remember all these things. No, I don't. I've got it written down somewhere, but you get like free different exclusive emojis that you can use in chat. You also get a little icon next to your name. So if you look at Nola, Nola's got like a little blue circle with a star in it. That's because she's a member. She's special. And you also get, sometimes I'll put out little posts for members only. I'll reply to comments on videos. They'll get priority over other people. I sometimes put out, you know, take suggestions from members as well. There's all different things. And to be honest, I'm only just starting out with memberships because I haven't been doing it very long. So I've only just started doing it. So there will be loads more coming soon, hopefully. Hopefully. It really all just depends on time. You tried to do what I did with the tape and left the middle one still there. I've done that before, Nola. I've done that before. I've done that many times. I have done that many times and left the middle one in place and then gone, oh, well, that was helpful, wasn't it? Yes, I have done that before. You're not the only one, Nola. You're not the only one. I have done that. Oh, what am I doing? See, look, I'm not concentrating. Dear me. Yeah, it's easily done. Easily done. Right, so, oh, turn that over. Right, so these are tiny, but never mind. Right, so that's that there. Right then, let's stick these big ones on here, and then we need to start cutting up our craft piece, our craft card, with the right lines. And I'm going to need to look back at my sample piece because I'm not going to remember where all the scores and everything are. I do like the white and then the red. I have to say, I think it's working well, very well, because it pulls the snowflakes out, if you know what I mean. Like, it just pulls them out, it makes them pop. So that's good. And on the little squares, it makes them somehow, even though they're tiny patterns, it actually makes them feel like they're not as tiny as they actually are. So yeah, we're liking the white and the red. Okay, so there we go. So that's everything matte and layered. So let's get rid of all these bits of backing. And then, right, and then what we need to do is score up our card. Let's move these out of the way. That's some other pieces for the back. I'll need to stamp that in a minute. Right, okay. Yes, Sweet Pea, people from outside the UK can join in as well. Yep, that's not a problem. In fact, I think I've only got 2 members that are in the UK out of the 9, and the rest are in various other places. Australia, America, all over different places. So yes, you can join if you're not in the UK. See, this is the beauty. So I'm going to try and make sure that whatever I choose on my membership tiers, that it's going to be open to everybody. So, which is why I was thinking with like the PDFs and stuff, I can do that because I'm not posting it to you. I'm emailing it to you. So therefore, I will be anyway when I get to it. The plan is to email it. So then as long as you've got an email address, which you will have, then yeah, you can still get it. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I was also thinking about giveaways as well. Like maybe if I do a card in a video, I could do a giveaway, you know, draw for the members. And again, for that, even if you're in America or wherever you are, Australia, wherever you are, Netherlands, whatever, I would still post it out to you because, you know, you're a member. So it's fine. Yes, you can pay via PayPal. Yep, you can do that. And I've also got a little PayPal button on my main channel page. Imagine this is like your main channel page. I've got my banner here with iced images on. And just in the bottom right-hand corner of the banner, there's a little, I think it says buy me a coffee. And that's just where you can just donate. If you don't want to become a member and don't pay it every month, you can just donate. So that's another possibility. If you just want to help the channel out, and please go ahead and do that. Everything helps me massively because the more that I get help from people, the more I can then do and the bigger stuff I can do. Because as well, at the moment, I do everything. Some YouTubers have like a team. So they'll have somebody who edits their videos, somebody who, you know, whatever, like with the PDFs, they might do the PDF, etc. I have nobody. It's literally me doing everything. So I want to get to a point where I can kind of, you know, source things out and get somebody, right, you go and edit my videos, I'll film it, you edit it, upload it, etc., which then gives me more time to do something else, like do a class with members, or I don't know, do you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's what it does help me. So the more income I can get in, the more I can then source things out to other people, because I can pay people, I can afford to do it, and then that means I can give you more. Do you know what I mean? So it all works. Right, so the piece that we had that was 6 by 10, Along the 10-inch edge, we need to score at 3 inches. And then we also need to score at 7 inches. So that's all the way top to bottom. And then I'm going to do what I did before. So I'm going to turn this round and we're going to mark down the score line at 1.5 from the top down and at 4.5, which is 1.5 from the bottom up. And I'm going to do the same on here. So 1.5 and at 4.5, like that. And then I can, what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to cut it and then do the other score lines, I think, because yeah, why not? So we need to go 4.5 is there, and we need to go in between the 2 lines. This might turn out quite rough because this blade needs changing, but we'll see how we go. So there's the 1.5, which is there. So that's like that. Yep, and then we'll turn it around and score. Cindy, love Bluetooth in your car. I can listen while driving. Wow. Now I have to go. Okay, cool, no problem. Yeah, watch the rest later. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can watch the rest later. So see you later. Bye. Rita, you've done buy me a coffee, but didn't know joining your group. I could pay PayPal. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can do it with PayPal. Because I've set up PayPal now on my YouTube account. So yeah, you can do it with PayPal. Because I know a lot of people find that easier. I know I get charged a fee for using PayPal, but it just makes it easier for you guys because everyone can access PayPal. So yeah, right. So oh, night Nola. Yeah, it's very late for you, isn't it? Thank you for joining us. You'll be able to catch up with it later, and I'll be doing a tutorial at some point as well. So have a good evening. Right, so where were we? Yeah, so I've done my lines across here at 1.5 down, 1.5 up. So now we just need to do the center line, which is at 5. So we can go 5 here, and then I'm just going to calm down, hope for the best. Actually, no, let me just do it this way. Let me just do it this way. I could just turn it round. That would have been easy, wouldn't it? Right, so that's that. And then we need to do it at, this was an inch, wasn't it? So we need to go from the 3 to the 4. So from the 4 down to here, so that needs to be there, and then this needs to be at the 6. So here, like that. Yep, that looks right. Okay, so there we go. So that should hopefully work. We will see. Let me have a quick swig of drink. Been talking way too much. Right, okie doke. So the first lines on the outside are going to be valley folds. So let's just do our valley folds. There's one. And here's the other. There we go. Like that. Then these middle ones need to be mountain folds. And I'll burnish them properly in a minute. If we just kind of get them so they're kind of just kind of folded for now, like that. There, we need to pop this middle bit. And we need to fold along there. And we need to fold along there. And then let's just squidge it all together. Fold that way, fold that way, and then burnish. Give it a really good burnish, like that. There we go. There we go. There we go. Happy days. Right. So there we go. There we have our base of card. I like the way it goes from looking like it's just kind of like a flat, almost like a step shutter card, and then you open it and it's like, oh, hello, it's not what I thought it was. Right, so let's stick all our bits down. So we can stick the 2 big snowflakes. Oh, like that. Look at that. Wow. I like the craft, then the white, then the red. That looks very nice indeed. So well done. I think it was Rita, wasn't it? I think you suggested the white and then the red. I think that looks stunning, personally. Right. And I love these papers. These are the Kokorosa Studio ones. You're probably sick of me giving you all the details of the codes, but there's 2 codes. You can either use, where is my, in fact, here we go. There we go. I'll just leave it there. Just leave it there for you. That's my codes. You've got your Antonio 10. You could batch make the base card. This is true, and use it when you want to. Yeah, definitely. Like those pre-cut ones you get at craft shows. Sorry, I've just knocked you. You're all swinging in the wind. If I touch you, I'll probably knock you again. Yeah, you could actually do that. That would be good. A good idea. I do like the double layering. It is a bit labour intensive, but it does look amazing. It's going to be a very thick card by the time we finish, though, I have to say, because I've got quite thick. The craft is reasonably weighty, and then the red is reasonably weighty, and yeah, they're all quite decent weighty cards. So there we go. I mean, it'll be sturdy at least. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Beth? It really pops with the double layers. Very nice indeed. And I'm tempted to put a tiny little gem in the middle of all my snowflakes. Or like here, mate. I don't know. I'm tempted to do something, glossy accents or something on those snowflakes just to make them sparkle. Tempted for something. I'm not quite sure what. But definitely something needs to be done. Right, let's stick this side over here. There we go. That's that there. And thankfully, although it took quite a lot to stick them together, you haven't got that many pieces really to stick down. You've only got the 4 and then the 1, so it's not so bad. Right, let's have what we got. We've got 2 little gingerbread men. So let's put one in one side and one in the other. Yes, you could use copy paper. This is very true. I didn't have any to hand. Mine's all upstairs by the printer. But yeah, that would definitely make it lighter. Definitely. And also that red card, I didn't need to use. I could have used red paper, but I didn't have any red paper. But yeah, if you have it, then that would work as well. Right, I think I'll put the Christmas tree down there and the little Rudolph at the top there. Putting the tape on before you cut, that really makes a difference, because now trying to tape these squares up would actually do my head in. So yeah, adding the tape on before cutting, that definitely helps. Definitely helps. Right, so this is the tree, because sticking it down is quite quick really. I think obviously it took longer because we were trying to work it all out, weren't we, as well. Right, that's that, and then I'm going to put this in the middle. I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to see in the end, because I'm going to put a greeting over the top, but anyway, maybe I'll adjust my greeting, because I know that I'm going to I don't want to cover up my pattern. But I was thinking of using a bigger pattern piece in the middle. I might change my mind now. So that is that, and then let's find a greeting for the middle. So I was going to use one of my old magazine ones that you get in the magazine, but as I said, I think it's going to be too big now, because you're going to cover up the whole of that middle bit, and I quite like that middle bit with the trees. Quite like it. Right, let's have a look in here, because I've got all this is from like last year's Christmas, but I was thinking that there was going to be a I still need to stick the white bits on the back, but I'll do that in a minute. Something like this is what I was thinking, because that would fit, but it's going to hide. Oh, it looks so nice, but it's going to hide my pattern paper, but I do like it. Because that would look really good in the middle. Let's put a ruler in there. We might end up doing it. It just means I'm going to obliterate my middle pattern, which I don't really want to do. Yeah, it was things like this I was thinking of. See again. Yes, that's the right. It's literally the right width. It'd be a nice big Merry Christmas along the middle. This is the hardest bit. This is the bit that takes all the time, is finding the greeting. Can you hear the brain ticking over? Let's think about this. I've got a May Days, it's got blue in it though. The With Love at Christmas kind of fits. The little house kind of fits. See, the other thing as well is if I put something up here, something down there, and then just like a long thin topper in the middle. That's the other option, because I do quite like the gingerbread house, and it kind of fits with the look of it. I've got 2 squares there. Don't really want a square. I would like to attach a gift card to the centre panel. Yes, you know what? That could work. Have I got any old? I think I've got a. Let me see. Do I have? And actually, you know what? You've just hit the nail on the head there, because I do have. I've got a couple of gift cards that I need to send to people, and I thought I had put away in my drawer. Take my drawer out. I thought I'd put a couple of old gift cards in just so I could use them for size. I'm just trying to find them now, and obviously I can't find them, can I? Oh. But yeah, gift cards in the middle. I reckon it would fit, you know. I reckon it would fit. I don't have one to hand. I don't know what I've done with them. I did have. Are they on my desk? No, I don't think they're on my desk. I don't know what I've done with them, but somewhere I did have a couple of old ones, and I deliberately kept them. I deliberately kept them for such a time as this. However, I cannot find them now. What did I do with them? Oh, maybe they're over here. Let me have a quick look and see if I can find them. Where are you, gift cards? Where are you? No, no. It's always the way, isn't it? You keep things and then you can't find them. No, I don't know. Is that one? Nope. That's not one. No, don't know. Somewhere I do have a gift card, but I reckon that would work. I reckon that would work, which would mean you just need something here and here. Yeah. Okay. So if we did that, then we just need 2 pieces, 2 little things, top and bottom. Then. So that Merry Christmas works quite nicely. This one here, no, you can't see it. So, oh, no, you can see it. That one there looks quite good. This is what takes the time, is trying to find the right sentiment. Dear, dear, dear. What have we got there? What does it say? Merry Christmas. And then do we want that? Does that work with that? It's not, it's a different thing, but Merry Christmas. I don't know. Oh my goodness, I don't know. But yeah, I think a gift card in the middle, I could almost even. I'm just going to cover it up there. Oh, goodness me. I don't know what to do, everybody. Having a moment. Yeah, I don't know. My brain's starting to melt now. So any assistance would be appreciated right now. Yeah, I don't know. I could do it from me to you, maybe at the top, and then the gingerbread house. Yeah, I quite like it. I just think I'd want that on the top, and then I'd want something else here to balance. And I've only got the May Your Days Be Merry and Bright, but it's got blue in it. What do we think about the blue? Do we think the blue's going to be all right? Do we think the blue's going to make it? Let me take this out. Ugh. So if we had a gingerbread house. Come on, Mr. Gingerbread House. Come out. Come on. It's your turn to be used now. There we go. There we go. There we go. So if we use the gingerbread house up there. And then the May Your Days Be Merry and Bright doesn't quite go, but it's the only other circle within the same thing. So let's just pop it out and see. That way around it would have to be. Right, let me bring it in. So that's what it would look like. You'd have your May Your Days Be Merry and Bright at the top, your gingerbread house down the bottom, or you could have it the way around. You'd have gingerbread at the top and May Your Days. Oh yeah, I think I prefer it that way around. Do I prefer that way around? And then gift card in the middle. What do we reckon? What do we reckon? Let me know in the chat. What do you reckon to that? My only thing as well is that, and I'm being picky now, those circles don't have a red mat to them. But then if I added a red mat, I'd also need to add a white mat, and that would get complicated because then it'd be very big. So what do you reckon? I'm thinking those two and then gift card in the middle. I think I'm going to go for it because my brain's starting to hurt. So I think that, because that gingerbread house goes well, doesn't it? It goes well with it. Yeah, we think that looks good. That's good. Rita thinks it looks good. We're going with it. We're going with it. I didn't need much to be persuaded because my brain is hurting. My brain is hurting right now. Right, okay, let's stick this back in here. You like those as well? Good. Right, cool. Done. Sold. Sold indeed. Now the other thing is my gift cards, I don't know what colour envelope they have come in. I can't remember what I ordered. I think one's a black and silver, black and gold maybe. So I might end up having to make a little envelope for it. I'm going with it. I am going with it. The other thing as well is I'd like to raise them up slightly. So I might have to use my really thin pads. Just trim the little burry bits off. I might have to use my really thin pads because I obviously don't want to make too much bulk. This will be hand delivered, so it won't matter too much. But yeah, I think we're going to do that. Rita as is. Rita, sorry, not Rita. Rita as is. Yeah, like that. Gift card in the middle. Yeah, we're doing this. Right, so let me use my thin pads, wherever they are. Where are my thin pads? My thin pads are here somewhere. There they are. Right, so get in that drawer, please, Mr. Pad. There we go. Right, so here we are. Some of these thin ones. These are like dot and dab ones, but I like them because they're only like 5mm, and they're great for this sort of thing. We don't want to make too much bulk. You know, I am worn out too, Rita. I'm actually worn out. My brain is coming out of my ears right now. I'm frazzled. Frazzled. I think sometimes I get to the point I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I don't care anymore. I've lost the will to live. I'm just going to do it. And that's kind of where we're at with this. Now, I think that part of this May Your Days Be Merry and Bright is going to get obscured by the gift card, but I don't care right now. I don't care. Right, here we go. This was turned from a very quick live stream to a very mammoth one. A marathon. It's when we go off piste, you see. Go off piste. Because I do all this kind of thinking happens off screen. And I come to you all nice and fresh and all organised. But this is what happens behind the scenes. Prior to a live stream, this whole process is going on. There you go. So that's like that. And then it will have a gift card in the middle. Done. Done. Happy days. Whew. So there you go. There is your 6x6 version. And here is your 5x7 version. Side by side. There we go. Hooray! We did it! We did it! An hour and a half later, we managed to. Yippee! Breathe and breathe. Right, well, I think we will stop there. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, we did it. I survived. I'm going to go and lie down. I might actually go and lie down in a darkened room with my little kitten. Yeah, Winker Stella. Yeah, I think I might well go with that. I have got some just here. Right here, I have some Winker Stella. So I think I might do me snowflakes. Yeah. Good plan. Right. Well, I shall say fare thee well, everybody, and we'll see you next Tuesday. So next Tuesday, I'm going to schedule it for 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm hoping some of you, like especially those in Australia, will be able to join me. I'm hoping that 7 o'clock works. It's only going to be for the holidays because normally it's just too much of a nightmare with my son around. But obviously for 2 weeks, just for 2 live streams, I think we can probably do it. But it'd be quite nice to do it. So we'll see. We'll see how we go. So yeah, so next week will be 7 o'clock UK time. Yeah, and we'll see how we go. We won't be able to go off piste, not with my son around. I'm not sure what we're making yet. We'll have to sort something out. If you have any more ideas about what you want me to see me do in the video on Christmas Day, please let me know. At the moment, I think the Valentine's idea probably will be for New Year's Day. I think that's probably a good idea for that because we're starting the new year. And then Christmas wise, I'm not sure. Maybe the folder, but yeah, I'm not very good with mini albums. We'll see. We will see about that one. But otherwise, I'll try and think of something. If not, But yeah, I'll come up with something, I'm sure. So yeah, so I will see you all next Tuesday in the evening UK time. Or for some of you it'll be morning probably. I'm not sure how it all works out, but yeah. So it's one for goodness me, Laurie, 1:15 a.m. Goodness me, you deserve a medal for staying up that long. Thank you for joining me. Okay, Laura, I will see everybody. See you all next week at the later time. Okie doke. Let me take you off the thing. See you all later. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye. Well, good week. Bye.